Hi there, Z here, and I'm gonna do another self-deprecating Fable because I have just got done kind of halfway editing. I do multiple different runs through my videos here, so I'm doing another review, and I was done editing. I'm halfway done editing. It took me like 4 hours, and to be honest, my brain is just dying. It's dying right now, so I thought, hey, I'm going to unwind with some video games. Guess what? Sucked at the video games. That shit ain't going to happen. And so I started watching YouTube videos, and I thought, I haven't told you guys a story in a while, because usually I'm not a blogger. I'm not vlogger, vlogger, whatever you want to call them. I'm not one of the people that make up stories just to make up stories and because I need to put out a video. No, I put out the stories of my life. And when I run out of stories, I run out of stories. That's just the way it's going to have to be. That's always how it's going to have to be. Because I'm not going to lie about shit like this. But there are some stories that I block out of my own mind because it was so weird. Like Denny's drunk, I can remember that. Because yes, it was weird, but it was also like a life-changing moment. Like, don't take multiple shots in a row and then go out to Denny's or you'll throw up all over their bathroom. Watch the video if you're interested in something like that. Hey, don't laugh at sick kids while you're working in a call center. Seems easy enough. I remember shit like that. But there's stories like this where it's just like, oh my god, that actually happened. What the fuck happened? Like, I'm still trying to piece together what it is, but I know most of it. So, let's start it out. My ex-girlfriend, the absolute whore that she was, she told me that, hey, somebody from my work is having a party and they want me to come along. And I say, okay, have fun. And she's like, no, you're going to have to come along with me. And it's like, oh, it's one of those type of things where it's like, fuck. Can't you just like your friends without me also liking your friends? I mean, the fuck am I supposed to be doing? Like, because I hate going to people's houses that I don't know. That's just the way it is. You put some whiskey into me? I can talk about everything and anything. I am just a constant tirade of, hey, have you heard about this? What about this? Let me hear your opinions on this. Have you guys found out about this? Like, I always just talk about whatever and whenever. This was before I started drinking. I know, there was a time. I know a lot of you like to think that I just got a bottle full of whiskey and water. But no, I didn't start drinking until I was like 21. And then even then, I didn't really drink a lot until I was 25, 26-ish. So I've just been a raging alcoholic for the past 3 or 4 years. What's the big deal? I'm just joking. But I haven't really started recreationally drinking until, like I said, 3, 4, or 5 years ago. And so this was a time before that. So it's like, yeah, I'm talkative if I'm comfortable with the people around me. But besides that, it's like, because I know what's going to happen. It happens with me and my wife right now. Her friends are different than my friends. My friends do inappropriate jokes. We talk about racist and dark humor because that's what I find funny. That's my kind of humor. If you don't take offense to any type of humor that I put out, you and I are probably going to get along quite well. Doesn't matter politics, doesn't matter anything else like that. As long as the humor matches up, we'll be fine. We'll at least be associates. We probably won't be friends, but we'll at least be associates and we'll be able to talk to each other. Her friends are, oh, look, well, I never heard about a dead baby joke before, but I gotta say, I am none too pleased. That's like all of her friends. So whenever I have to go over to something like that, it's like, oh, fuck. I'm just going to be prepared to be bored for fucking 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, however long I'm going to be at this fucking party. But back in the day, it was one of those type of things where, okay, I can't really show people my true self because I'm kind of an asshole. I'm kind of an asshole in a way that it's like, well, if you know me, I'm not an asshole, but I say asshole things because that's my type of humor. I'm very Al Bundy-ish. So it's one of those type of things where it's like, I'm just going to be quiet then. I'll just go there, stay around, eat all the cheese from the meat and cheese plate because I fucking love cheese to an extent that you guys don't even know. And then I'm just gonna say, oh yeah, the weather's fine, doing fucking small talk, which I can't stand. I can't stand small talk. I have not liked it since high school, and I still don't like it. If you're asking me about the weather, I'll probably be nice to you because I don't want to be like, what are you, a fucking moron? No, I won't say that, but I'll be like, oh yeah, very cold. Very cold. Oh, yeah, these are just earbuds. No, I'm listening to crashing waves. You know, it kind of calms me down. I have anxiety, and I'm slightly autistic, so I need to have these in. Keep talking, I can hear you. While the entire time it's like, I just don't want to fucking hear. I don't want to be in this conversation anymore. I want to go away. That was my mini rant right there. I can't stand, like, small talk. I want not really big talk, but give me something more than just, hey, how's the weather? Do you have kids? Are you married? Fuck off. I don't really care. Don't get into my personal life. For soon you're going to be asking me about my porn preferences, and then I'll be telling you all about that. Believe you me. So, we get to this house I've never been in, at a part of the city I've never really been in. Everything is very different to me. So it's just like, I'm so glad I have someone that I know here, because this is the type of place where, like, at least 3 people per block, you know, strangle cats or murder small children. I don't know what they'll do with me. They'll probably all gang up together and say, instead of strangling those 13 cats and 3 children, how about we focus on this fat motherfucker right here, because we're all going to have to get in on this. So I'm like, you know, we walk in, lock the car, walk up there, ring the doorbell, and these people were the happiest to see her. And weirder still, they were the happiest to see me. Just so happy. And I was like, hey guys. I mean, Zach's in the house. You don't know who the fuck I am. I could be a mass murderer. Keep chainsaws in my trunk. Yeah, let's start partying. And then I went inside, and it's like, boy, this is no party. There's no music. Not really alcohol anywhere around. Again, I wasn't much of a drinker back in the day, but it was one of those type of things where it's like, okay, this is a weird party. And then get inside, and there was like a cheese tray, like I mentioned before. You know, I'll just eat the cheese tray. And God, if I can remember, there was really nothing. There was no like entrees or anything, not even like party food. We're like, hey, here's a bunch of French fries. Eat, you fat piece of shit. And so I'm in there, and I'm just like, okay, I'll just stand in the corner, do what I do now when I don't have alcohol in me and I don't know anyone. I just kind of stand in the corner and people watch, which is weird, because when you look like me, big guy, bags under his eyes, 6'2", and then just like a fat, bearded, rough-looking guy, you probably not want to look at people. But that's what I do at parties, because if I have no one to know, I'm like, I need to know who around here is going to be the one that's going to start shit. If there's a guy that's talking to a lamp, I need to stay away from that guy. But if there's a drunk chick passed out on the couch, obviously I'm over there to make sure she gets home safe. Of course, guys. You got to be a gentleman at these parties. So, I get there, and they said, let's all gather around the table. And I said, okay, maybe it's board games. That's the one way to loosen up without having any good old-fashioned alcohol. And they said, Zach, your girlfriend's told us so much about you. It's so much about you. And I'm like, oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it's all good news. And they're like, so how much do you like Jesus? Okie dokie. Things got from just a boring party to fucking weird in one sentence. And the weird thing is, I actually like Jeebus. I'm a Christian. I dig him quite a bit. Not enough to invite a random person over to my house and ask him about it. As much as I love me some God, I do not ask random people that. That is equivalent to a boner killer of a conversation. Politics, religion. Those are the two you just don't talk about. These guys up front said, hey, Zach, you seem like a nice guy. Your woman told us all about you. What about Jesus? Do you accept him as your Lord and Savior? And I'm like, yes, I do like me, I do like me some Jesus, yes. I didn't say that. I was just like, yes, because this could go one or two ways, and I really hope it's the way where we just sit here and pray for 3 hours. Please let it be that way. Please don't crucifix me out in the front lawn. Please, for the love of God, they'll never find me, because I have no idea where the fuck I am. And so he's just, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a Christian, yeah, you know. So, so are we. And by that time, I've noticed that all 8 people are like a line of faces looking down at me. So are we. And it's just like, oh, dear God, am I tripping out here? I'm seeing like 100 of you right now. There's so many eyes looking down on me. And at this point, I looked over at my girlfriend, my ex at that time, and she's the same way. Like, I guess she didn't really see this coming, or if she did, and she was setting me up, she acted really well, because she's like, and she was not going to step in to help me to save her fucking life. You could see why we didn't last very long. And any other girlfriend would be like, okay, we're out of here. I'm pregnant. We have a leak at our house. Our dog just died. See you later. Come on, Zach. Get the fucking car. That's what a good girlfriend or wife or husband, depending on what you are, that's what a good one would do. But no. And she just sat there and just, okay, I guess we'll just sit here, and while they're interrogating, they're doing an inquisition on my boyfriend, I'll just sit here and look down at the ground. And it's just like, no, I was like, yeah, sure, he's cool, whatever. And he's like, so Zach, what have you done that you want the Lord to forgive you for? And I'm like, oh boy, is this Catholicism? Because I didn't realize I had to tell everyone what I felt really guilty about. Let me see here. Nothing. I'm pretty good. Thank you very much for asking. Exactly what I said. I said, my life's pretty good. No, I feel pretty good about that. And he did this. Like, to the people around him, he's just... And he said, come on, Zach. What do you really feel? And I'm like, I feel very awkward. I feel like anytime someone's going to pull out a big bowl of punch and serve me some, and I'm going to have to bug out at that point, and hopefully you Jesus lovers don't hunt me down and string me up, okay? Even as a Christian, I was thinking that. I'm like, this is just getting really weird. I'm in a place that I've never been in an area of the town I've never really known, because I'm very secluded to the places that I know. I know the area that I am, and I have a big enough city where it's like, I have no idea where the fuck I am. Don't know, and now I'm scared. And now you're asking me these personal questions, and I don't feel comfortable saying them at all. So I just said, no, of course not. I just, I have a pretty good life. I don't think there's anything that I'm worried about or anything. And he did silence. I remember the silence, because I'm like, this is where they pounce. This is it. This is where they jump over the table and take me downstairs. And then he said the fucking thing that you would never say if you were a sane human being. And he said, Zach, what if you were, and I quote, as far as I remember, because again, everything's really foggy, what if you were hacked up by a maniac, an axe-wielding maniac tonight? Where do you think you'd go? Oh boy, here it is. I was waiting any moment for them to jump over the table, at which case I would push my girlfriend out of the way and fucking run out the door, because to be honest, this was her fault. So, and I had no idea what to say. I was just, I feel like I would go up. I feel like I would go up. Is this going to be a test? Are you setting a hypothesis? Am I going to have to come back as a ghost and tell you where I went? Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I'm only 23 years old. I can't remember the actual age I was. It was so long ago. And I can't remember. The thing that's weird is I can't remember much about that night after that. I remember that terrifying thing. I remember me stumbling into it. I feel like I would go up. And then after that, it's let's continue on with the party. And I remember them talking to me, each one of them talking to me individually about, hey, this is how I was. One interesting part that I kind of remember is it felt like I was in JA. I felt like I was in Jesus Anonymous, because every single person had the worst fucking story of their life. Like when I said, hey, everyone gather around the table, it didn't automatically go to Inquisition. It went to everyone sits around the table and each person says what they did wrong and what Jesus did to save them. And it's like, it was so depressing. It was so... One girl's like, I gobbled dicks every single night. And I said, Jesus, I don't want to gobble dicks no more. And I stopped gobbling dicks. It's like, okie dokie. All right. So who's next? What are we going to do? Are we going to have... I smuggled drugs up my little son's asshole when we crossed the Mexican border. And I had to deal with that for the rest of my life. And then they bursted inside my son and he died. Is that where we're going to go to? Because I have no fucking clue what I'm doing right now. I have nothing. And that's how it came over to me. It was every single person talking, and then it came to me, and then the guy said, hey, Zach, your girlfriend has told us all about you. Bam, 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 bam. So I don't know if they roofied me, quite possible they roofied me and then, I don't know, baptized me when I was under. They could have done whatever the fuck they wanted. Because I remember leaving, and I remember driving home, and I was afraid to say anything because she works with these people, and I was afraid to say, hey, as even a religious man myself, wasn't that fucking weird? But I didn't, because I didn't want to offend her. That was back when I wasn't as offensive. But boy, that was fucking weird. And if you guys ever have a chance to watch this, nothing against you. Don't say to somebody who's new to your party, who you didn't even really get introduced to, if you get slaughtered by a axe murderer, where would you go? Don't say that. Unless you want to fuck with them. If you want to fuck with them and you see somebody at a party and you're like, that guy, no one's ever seen him around. I've never seen him. Has anyone ever seen this guy? He's brought here separately. Has he ever been to this place before? No? Fuck yeah, I'm going to use the serial murderer Christian joke on him. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's what you got to do if you want to creep the fuck out of a guy, because I was terrified. I thought I was going to die. And a weird thing, side note, and I'll end the video. Side note, that actually happened here, because a couple cities over, there's like a big corn maze. Excuse me. I almost choked on spit, which sounds disgusting, but it's a true thing. God dang. That was embarrassing. I'll probably cut that. No, I won't. But there's corn mazes all over here. It's a popular thing. Yeah, hey, come to the corn maze. Look, it looks like a pheasant. And they have night ones where you do it at night because it's a little bit harder to find your way through and it's a little bit more creepy. And same thing fucking happened there. Not axe murderer said, but the guy literally said he found me and my brother and my littler brother, my older brother and my little brother, and he found us and we were trying to find out where to go, and we were just talking obscenities, just cussing because like, oh, the fuck is this thing? I don't know where the fuck we are. What does it look like? And the guy came up behind me with like 6 kids, 6 older kids than all 3 of us. And it was an adult, and he went through the same spiel. Hey, guys, how's it going? How you doing? How's it feeling? And, of course, that's exactly what people say before they jump you. And I'm like, oh, we're going to get fucking beat up here. They're going to get one of us, but they won't get all of us, so we got to leave that person behind. Hopefully they don't beat him to death, and we just run through the corn. But I don't know what that is. I have no idea what the whole idea of trying to scare people into fucking that. What if you get murdered tonight? Where do you think you'd go? Boy, anywhere but here. Anywhere besides right here, right now. That's where I want to go. Excuse me. I'm going to have to walk over here while you're oiling up your chainsaw. I'll be right over here. Don't worry. I'll just be over on the other side of this fence, not calling the police. Don't you fucking worry about that. And that was the story of how I got accosted by a bunch of fanatics, I guess. I hate saying it, but that's exactly what it is when you're trying to convince people and telling them that you're going to kill them. Yeah, okay, they didn't say that they were going to kill me. Dial that back. But they were using some metaphors that I was not comfortable with. So, thank you very much for listening. The new video hopefully will be out tomorrow. If not, a couple days after that. It's taking way more editing than I thought it was going to be. So, cheers. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope you have a good week.